Come on. Hey, Tina. Hi, Ange. Tomorrow. Who else is here? It says 3. Oh, my arthritis has been flaring up. And, same thing with my mother. Had to take her to the ER twice this week. Hey, there's the third. Basti. Congrats on winning that reading tonight with TL. I fell asleep in the bathtub. But, yeah, it's been rough few days. But, you know, my full-time job actually is pretty easy. After the little, psychic thing I went to, I came in, clocked in half an hour early, and my coworker on that hall was like, I pretty much did everything but, like, 2 little things. I'm like, okay, so what do I do? Other than the obvious, bed checks and all that, and getting them up in the morning. It was an easy night, but yeah, my arthritis has been nuts. I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't know why it seems like it's affecting everybody, and even my jaw hurt. But yeah, knees, hips, lower legs, my jaw even. And I'm just like, oh my god. And it's not like it's been humid or anything, so I'm just wondering if the barometric pressure is that bad and why. Like, it just seems very odd, especially for it to last that long. If that's it. Because I was just like, what is going on? So maybe all the shifting energies on top of that. That might be, What were you in the hospital for, Melissa? My mother just got out earlier today. Like, I swore it was appendicitis from the whole slew of symptoms she was having, but no, one of my other friends ended up going to the ER for that, so I don't know if I was picking up on her or what. But it was weird. Yeah, that's... Life is testing you. It's like, are you sure you want to move on with your life? Oh. Damn. Well, I hope he gets better. My half brother is in the hospital. Apparently, not sleeping is bad for PTSD. It's actually kind of chilly out tonight. Weird. Here are tree frogs. I said a donut out for Maple. It's not a maple donut, but a donut is a donut. He likes his donuts and sweet stuff. But we'll see if he comes up to the garage looking for more. I set him a maple donut out the other day when I went to the ER with her. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to feed him while we're out. Just in case he comes by. I was going to give him some bread, but the bread started getting moldy. I'm like, oh, nope, got to get another one. So after I'm done here, I'm going to go to Walmart. Because I only go during the night. Cannot stand being there during the day. Unless I absolutely have to. But there's a class action lawsuit against them, and I signed up for it. I don't even remember what it was about, like overcharging on tax on some item or something. Ended up getting like a $75 gift card for Walmart, and it's legit. I was surprised, so that was a nice surprise. Then I was doing some online lottery today and ended up winning like $50 all told. It was pretty nice. I think Jupiter is going direct in Sag, so I don't know if it's gonna hit my Venus if we are going by the Western astrology. We'll see. It seems like it's actually a good thing for me. I've had pretty good luck lately. Got $50 on a $1 ticket, and it's one of those games that probably should be pulled by now because it's old. But the owner of the tobacco store is like, holy shit. That's literally what she said. She goes, holy shit. I said, I know, it says Fast Cash 25, not 50. So I don't know what's up with that. Got like 100 on another one. And then like $5 on that same ticket roll, and all the numbers were 6. So the entire thing is like 6 sixes, and I was just like, whoa. Yeah, yes or no questions work. Yeah, this deck's a little weird. Like, some of the cards correspond to tarot, and some of them are just completely off the wall. But at least it comes with a guidebook, because I'd be like totally lost because I don't remember how to read hieroglyphics. They're kind of like, you should remember, and I'm just like, yeah, it's been a minute. Too many lifetimes ago. So hit me with the question. A big ass ankh on the back, and the color of blue is so pretty. Allergies have been so weird lately. My cigarettes have been burning crooked. Yeah, Tina, those have been coming in quite a bit too. Sometimes pretty randomly, be doing something else and just get this message like, ping. Like, okay, interesting timing, but thank you. Norman Jane, you gonna ask a question? Should probably pull out my pendulum some night too. Although that's a little harder to do in front of the camera. I'll show you guys the Ankh necklace that I've had for years. I found at a flea market for like $15. It's awesome. See? See the hieroglyphics on it? Isn't that awesome? I've never been able to figure out when it was made or where it came from. Like, I haven't found anything that's just like it. I mean, there's plenty of Ankhs on the internet, but I have not found one with hieroglyphics on it. I don't know if it was a custom piece or what, but one of these days I'll probably take it in to someone that could assess. Be like, yeah, can you tell me how old this is? Because I've tried cleaning it up with, the silver polish, and it won't get too much brighter than this. I've tried. It brightened up the hieroglyphics, though. But the edges are pretty sharp, too. I've accidentally cut myself on the edges a few times. So I have to be careful if I'm trying to detangle it from when, how the clasp turns around. Other than the tree frogs, it's kind of quiet tonight. Trying to do a reading in the middle of the afternoon with trucks and stuff going by was kind of obnoxious, but I did a reading for a certain person. We swapped readings. Had an interesting conversation about stuff too. Wanting to read for that person, just, because they do so much for everybody. And, I wanted to see how well I could resonate with them, and it definitely hit on some things that they were thinking about. More of a validating their own intuition. Supporting decisions they have to make. Like, yep, you're on the right path. Don't doubt yourself. Funny how often that's a theme. Like, you already know the answer, but here's some reassurance from somebody else. And it is kind of hard doing readings on yourself. Tina, did you have a question? You rolling up on the deadline for everything again. Finally. I know you are so ready for things to move forward. It feels like you've been jumping through all kinds of hoops, one after another. Even the most patient of people would be like, enough already. It's gotta be so frustrating. I mean, it's all worth it, once it resolves. It's just in the moment, it's really, really frustrating. Like, can we move on now? The universe is like, nope, one more thing. It's like, you said that 5 things ago. I've got another coworker that wants me to read for her. I'm gonna dip out and send her a message that I'm going live here. So it'll just be a second. Alright, I am back. Alright, Norman, I'm going to answer your question even though I don't know what it is. We'll see how I do with yes or no. It's funny, I looked up how to do that with these. Didn't really have much online about these. Probably because they're so old and out of print. Alright. Give me a yes or a no, guys. Alright, I'll allow it. Card 50 and 31. Number 50 is a woman in purple. The West, a nurse, a lady with healing powers. Number 31 is the 10th priest of the temple. His quote is, I praise. Praiseworthiness, compliments, congratulations, and flattery. I believe that corresponds with Capricorn. So I'm thinking that that's a yes. I don't know, maybe looking to the left is a yes. To the right is a no. Hey, Sylvie. Sure. Kind of breaking in this new deck. I only did one reading that I recorded. Hit me with the question, hon. Okay. Yeah, there we go. We have 37. Okay, the architect. It shows the architect directing the labor in the process of construction. Design, building, constructive action, progress. So, at the very least, a building relationship of, platonic level. Crap. innocent friend, intellectual. So someone that's good, this is your son. He sees you as someone good and intelligent. North, I believe, is earth signs. But it doesn't necessarily have to be. There's a huge delay with the chat, usually. Let's see. What else? Okay. We take those two. Huh. Completely the opposite. We have 16. The enemy speaks of animosity, discord, sharp words, fights, obstacles, resentment, hate, and jealousy. The hieroglyphs say the accursed Mentui of Asia, the references to people who often warred against the Egyptians are a thorn in the side of the kingdom. So I don't know if you've had an argument with him. Kind of like a Five of Swords thing. Let's see, 8. And it puts a different interpretation on the earlier cards. The jailer. Arrest, police matters, apprehension of criminals, prison, law enforcement, prohibition. Like if there was an argument or an incident between the two of you, he wants things set right. I guess going back to the architect one, like he wants to be more in control. And if you are an earth sign, it corresponds with the north. Or if he is, then perhaps with these latter cards, he might be feeling upset that you are trying to portray innocence in the situation. Or it could be the other way around. He could be the one. If there's a third party, maybe? Because there is the triangle. So maybe if he's been the one that was causing the argument, weird. We have 25, 29, and 28. The fourth priest of the temple. I love appreciation of spiritual and mental blessings. Love, affection. Depicted are the goddess Isis and the god Kanau and the god of the moon. Okay. Interesting. 29. The eighth priest of the temple. I thank, gratitude, appreciation of the blessings, accepting things as they are, and fulfillment. And then 28. The seventh priest of the temple. I doubt, unbelief, incredulity, a doubting Thomas, difficulty in convincing others of facts, and security. So, one of you is feeling like you're an honest person, and the other one is not. But there's also, like, good energy. So it might just be one little argument, one issue in the relationship causing mistrust, like being too close to another female friend, maybe, feeling like that's a betrayal of some sort, even if there's not bad intentions behind it. The intentions of cheating, people can accidentally cheat emotionally if they're in a relationship. I've seen that happen before. Like, you get close to someone even though there's nothing sexual going on. Just being close emotionally to someone else is considered cheating, by some. So I'm thinking, some kind of an argument regarding one of you being too close to a platonic friend, and there's like jealousy and mistrust around that because of the emotional connection being there. Let's see what else I can get out of that. That's way too many. Just give me one or two, guys. One or two. Not like half the deck. That's not going to help anybody. Okay. Somebody's having it out in the neighborhood. I don't know if you could hear that in the background. I can hear it, but you may not pick up on it. So, 44 and 34. Okay. Anyways, the beggar, poverty, setbacks, delays, self-pity, laziness, ignorance, indifference to obligations. Note the card reveals that while man begs, others go forth to labor constructively. Kind of harsh. Okay. And then the 11th priest of the temple. I have all within: self-knowledge, meditation, spiritual growth. Meditation, spiritual growth, the open mind that draws wisdom from all levels as depicted by the sign of the pentagram made by the right hand. His chair reflects the symbols of the Trinity of man, spirit, mind, body. The left hand depicts the life symbol over the mummy of death. So there's some issues, like one of you is using the other, and maybe there's more of an emotional connection with somebody else, and that feels like a betrayal. It's pretty complicated. Ouch. Yeah, I guess there's just conflict. And like a sense of ambivalence, you know? It just doesn't seem healthy right now. I don't know if you can resolve it without causing more issues, but at the very least, yeah, these things need to be talked about. Well, hello, Legendary. How you been? You just missed some neighborhood drama. I don't know if anyone could hear it, but yeah, someone's yelling at somebody else walking around the neighborhood. Oh, she's still yelling. Holy shit. I don't know if she's just walking around or like walking home, but holy shit. She just laid into somebody. Some rough energy lately. I don't think I've seen you on lately. But then again, I have been pretty busy. If not working both jobs, then, dealing with running my mother to the ER and all that nonsense going on. And then I went to a little talk by the Vincent sisters, which was interesting, about how they, help locate the bodies of missing people and all that. I've been pretty busy lately, but I finally have a day off, and it's been a little nuts today. So I thought I'd come on, read with my new deck. You're welcome, Sylvie. I picked this deck up off of a friend of mine. He used to be an author, and now he has a store for like vintage stuff. There's jewelry and weird things, like really a lot of weird stuff. Like, you know, there's a few vintage decks, but this one really called out to me because I think it'll play well with the Egyptian tarot. Yeah, they're actually. I was not sure I would like them because I'm just like, I don't know. Just, you know, from the image, kind of, I don't know. It's, I guess the confidence that they were exuding can be off-putting a little bit, but, you know, they were very, very friendly and informative and not. I mean, yeah, they have bragging rights, but they didn't go overboard with it, you know? And then I went to work. And I got to work and clocked in half an hour early to make up for the night I had to leave and take my mother to ER because she didn't want them busting down the door and needed help getting dressed because, you know, obviously I've never seen anyone not wearing outside clothes or nothing. Like, she's just ridiculous about that. You know, a little more serious than telling me to come home and change the batteries in a smoke detector. But still, she could have just gone in the ambulance because that's what we did anyways. Because she couldn't walk. So, yeah, it's just both of us have been having major flare-ups of arthritis. You know, I'm pushing through because I don't even have any pain relief that I can just take that works immediately. I'm on this stuff for rheumatoid arthritis, but it has not really helped that much. Like, it's a barely noticeable difference, and then when I have an actual flare-up, it doesn't do shit. So, I really should have called him and been like, hey, look, I've tried it. I've been on it a couple months. You said if it wasn't helping enough to, you know, talk to you, and so what's the next step, you know? I mean, I know it would work right for, you know, all the problems, but the thing is, insurance doesn't cover it, and I'm trying to save up for a car, so throwing $200 at one doctor appointment, plus the license, and, you know, actually getting it wouldn't really help me at all. It could just be more of a hassle. Yeah, but at least, you know, I'm in a state where you can get medical marijuana. Just I need to make more money to make that happen, make it feasible. Yeah, doing better with, you know, proper hydration and not eating too much junk food, but it's just hitting a lot of people I know. Like, one of my coworkers has it real bad, and she's like, yeah, I've been having issues lately too. So I don't know. And she said it was solar flares, which I've never had solar flares affect my arthritis this badly. But any explanation is fine, you know? It's not, you know, really why it's happening. It's just if I know, like, what's causing it, can kind of help get rid of it. Can't do a damn thing about the solar flares, though, so. Yep. Definitely been doing better, been getting pretty lucky with lottery and all kinds of stuff turning out better for me, listening to my intuition. Yeah, that's been flaring up too, but at least I understand that part. It's when I try to lift something that's too heavy for me and it puts more of a strain on my hands than anything else. Or I have to do a lot of, I guess, fine motor stuff. You would consider it. Like repetitive stuff. Most of the time when I'm working at Lowe's is what seems to be causing more of the flare-ups. But that's because it's a concrete floor. And it's terrible, even with good shoes. It just wears away at you. So my hips and my knees, it makes sense that my knees would hurt because I do a lot of kneeling to straighten things up on the bottom shelves. But my hips, seriously? I don't know. But then my whole body started hurting and I'm like, it's got to be something else. It can't just be the strain from working there. Especially when I've only worked 2 days? Yeah, 2 days this week over there. And my other job has been fairly easy. No major issues. So, I don't know. It's got to be something causing it, but I'm not happy about it. Not much I can do. Yeah, I think I can kind of feel that. I have not been sleeping well, but I'm still functional. Marginally functional. But yeah, I was born with Jupiter retrograde in my chart in 12th house, so you would think maybe Jupiter retrograde would be better to me. Yeah, I'm not all that worried about it. Things are doing better, and I'm just kind of low-key making sure I'm stashing away stuff. And then I can act like I don't have anything when she's trying to get me to get something. No, you want it? You have to pay for it. I don't mind going and picking it up as a favor, but I'm not going to keep funding anything like that unless it's, something little. But yeah, I'm not sacrificing my money when I'm trying to get free. And I had to learn to say no. Yeah. Probably need to do it more. But it is what it is. At least, I'm learning what my limits are. I don't know how I get so much crap on my glasses when I'm not doing anything. Hey, Pam Pam. Getting an early start on the morning, are we? Yep, that's where I usually sit. I don't get really good reception in the front porch, so I try not to go there and it's not even the Wi-Fi. Like, the Wi-Fi doesn't connect, but there's, like, issues. Like, it's very spotty cell phone reception in this area. Like, there's certain parts of the house where you can't really make a phone call because, I mean, it'll go through, but the person can't hear you. Or it'll act like there's no Wi-Fi, even though it's literally right there and should be fine. It's just, I don't know. It's a quirky area. So what's new, Pam Bam? No, I just had a little bit of wine with the, what was it called? Wine and Crime, they called it, event with the Vincent sisters. And I usually don't drink. But I was just like, okay, I'll try a little something. I don't even know what it was. It was a rosé of some sort, but it was okay, but I'm not a fan of wine. I just, it's like I might as well because, hey, you pay for the tickets to get there and then, you get food and wine. Might as well participate. Yeah, I saw you were, it looked like it was an actual, like, business garage. Oh no. Take some echinacea, Pam Bam. I'm thinking I need to take some because there's been something going around at work. Like, a couple people have had diarrhea, and then a couple people have had some respiratory shit. I don't get sinus infections anymore like I used to, but what does happen is a lot of drainage, especially if there's like something I'm to. Anytime I'm working at Lowe's and all that dust gets up in my nose and stuff, I have the worst drainage if it doesn't get stuffed up. It's either it gets really stuffed up or it drains like crazy and then my throat gets sore. And I have not been able to grow out of my dust allergy. Everything else, has kind of gone away. Yeah. And let me tell you, Lowe's is one of the dustiest places you could work. It is ridiculous. And no matter what department I'm in, it's dusty as hell. And, if I'm doing anything for a customer, I'm reaching for the hand sanitizer just to get all the dust off my hands. And it's like sticky dust. Like, it's really hard to get off. Normally you can just, wipe your hands on your pants and be done with it. No. I gotta, use half a bottle of hand sanitizer and scrub with a paper towel to get it off. Like, what the hell, man? What kind of dust is this shit? And then there's, birds that live there, so part of it's probably bird poop. Like petrified bird poop. Don't get me wrong, I like having the birds around. It's kind of funny. Especially when they get mad at you for being near their nests. And it's like, yo, I ain't coming all the way up there, so just chill. Hey, guards child. But yeah, some of the birds, completely lose their shit when you're around their nest in there. It's just like, guys, I am not all the way up in the rafters. You can chill out. I fell asleep in the bathtub trying to listen to TL's drawing. Oh, I wouldn't wear a mask there. That really, I don't know, it would be more of a, it would give me, like, anxiety because of feeling constricted. So it would actually make things worse. Like, there's certain things I don't like to have to do, like getting up on those blue lifts because they're so claustrophobic. But, anyways. Yeah, God's Child, you can have a reading. Oh, and get one of those, like, walk-in shower things. Or walk-in bathtubs. Like, I would not be able to serve there from Dollar Tree tonight. I took the mermaid ones. So, it was all purple and... Damn it, Legend. Okay. Well, hopefully it's not a repeating cycle. Okay, okay. Apparently we're gonna do 3 at once. 7, 49, and 14. That's kind of funny, Legendary. Caught that out of the corner of my eye. I have a friend where if someone tells him God bless you or something, then even if he sneezes, he will have a bad day. It's so weird. Okay, so the card number 7. Oh, I wish I could remember how to read hieroglyphics. Okay. We have the judge, legal matters, lawsuit, legal documents, evaluation through fair judgment, hieroglyphs, superintendent of the Hall of Judgment. Really? Really? So basically judge. So, I guess we could just call that the judgment card. Kind of looks like he wants to stab somebody with the sword there. Even though there's nobody there. Hey, Bossy. the East, true friend. So, I can't remember if that's air or fire. More interested in staring at a sword, which could be a phallic thing. Like, yeah. I mean, could be malice. But I'm just kind of getting like a phallic thing. Like he's either overcompensating or very full of himself. Let's see. 14, the bread kneader. It's a very specific card. It's like we had to put a bread kneader. Not even the baker, just the dude who like rolls out the dough. So we have work, industry, and employment. Let's see. Dedication to duty and daily needs. And here's the very complicated hieroglyphic. Men and maidservants did the plowing, who labored, he it was who performed the errands, life, strength, health. Kind of like Yoda kind of sounding advice. What they're saying is basically focus on work and your own life and your life goals and things you need to work on, and don't pay attention to them. Like, there's no need to continue a connection with someone that is negative. Because if you don't focus on needing that dough, or if you over need it or under need it, you know, it's not going to be good bread. Okay, yeah, interesting. Now we have 50, which is purple. And she's facing the other direction, so yeah. Oh, come on, there we go. The West, a nurse, a lady with healing powers. So you also need to focus on healing yourself from the incident. Focus on your own life and focus on healing yourself. Like, don't worry about what is going on in his life, how he feels. You know, that was a toxic situation and it's time to move on from it. Even though, you know, you want to know what was up with that, sometimes you just have to accept what happened without an explanation and certainly without an actual apology. Learn to accept the apologies you don't get. I forget who said that. But yeah. Okay, 6. Come on, pages. Stop sticking together. The steward. It's money, affluence, high salary, banking, abundance, money management. So yeah, you need to worry about your material stability. Especially if the issue had anything to do with money, which a lot of couples have issues with money. It's just a typical thing. No, I'm not taking half the deck, guys. Just one? Can we just do one? What else? Oh, we're gonna do it that way. Oh, Lord. So we get tiny naked people on the scale. So yeah, we got scales again. I'm sorry, but tiny naked people on a scale is just weird. I know. And these are from 1976. Like, they're older than me. I don't think they were actually used, like, maybe once. So, third priest of the temple, I am balance. Balance of mental concepts. Equalizing of turbulent affairs. Superintendent of the Hall of Judgment again. Stop it, you Basti. Stop it. They're, like, not even facing each other. So, yeah. Weird midget people on a scale. Not even midget, it's like pocket people. So, same dude as before. But this is about you. And you need to balance out your life. Like, stop focusing on negative things from the past and worry about financial stability and your emotional health. Who hasn't? My coworker was actually, okay, yeah, that's weird. Gotta be pretty hung for that. Oh, Lord. 8 is the jailer, I believe. Yep. Now, it's not literal jailer, but you're entrapping yourself by thinking about the past. And it's not healthy. Like, yes, Subasti. Behave yourself. But yeah, you really need to free yourself from this old situation, heal your emotions, and focus on, creating a good life for yourself. Yeah, they're not even, other than maybe him being obsessed with his own dick. They're really not saying anything about him. They're just like, nah, don't worry about him, worry about yourself. Good advice, especially when you're dealing with something toxic. No, that's too many. Can I get 1 or 2 more? Okay, that works. 10 and 9. Nope, come on. The merchant. Business affairs. I became owner of my share of land, many great. What? Egyptian grammar for the win. Okay. You need to become an owner of your share of land many great. No, but seriously, focus on your finances, building financial stability. Because you don't want to get in a codependent relationship. And, yep, heal yourself. You see the Caduceus there. The doctor. Illness. Help in the time of distress. Basically, just heal yourself. Stop worrying about him. It's just not healthy to focus on the past, especially if there's something toxic going on. So, heal your emotional wounds, work on your finances, get balance in your life, and move on from the situation. You don't need to worry about how he feels or what caused him to be a jackass. He was a jackass. Be done with it. Vasti, do I need to light the sacral chakra candle? I've got the root chakra one. I think I clipped the wick too short. Because the flame's kind of tiny. So I have to keep... no. I have to keep getting the wax off of it. It's like drowning. It was like 2-inch freaking wick over the candle when I bought it. And I was hacking away at it with my little knife that I got off Wish. Which, it's kind of cool, but not sharp at all. You're welcome, God's child. I know it's hard, especially if you sit there and think maybe it was your fault things went south, but usually it's a 2-person thing, but sometimes people are just a jackass, and it's just their fault for being a jackass. Oh, jeez. Thank you. I was like, what is she saying? Yeah, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when I go live, because it's very inconsistent because I'm working 2 jobs right now, and then I'm going to be going to school. But if I have a little bit of time to squeeze in on a day off or whatever, I will try to come on and do readings and stuff. You getting hot flashes, Ange? I am. And I'm definitely catching flack for that. Like, you don't even have time for me. Well, I need to get the hell out of this situation I'm in, so that I'm not wasting a lot of my energy blocking the negativity and stuff. Is a Basti making you blush? It's all good. I don't care. As long as nobody's offending anybody here, then it's all good. I make no claims of this being family friendly. Oh, my right foot is still swollen, but my left leg is still swollen. Like, it stops at the ankle. I don't know. The swelling did go down a little bit sitting in the bathtub, but I completely zonked out. Woke up and there was like an inch of water left because it has a slow leak. Which is fine because, you know, we don't pay for water here. That's included in our whatever. So I just filled it back up a couple times and kept the nice warm water going. But I think it's because I've spent a lot of time sitting on, like, the chairs in the hospital are so uncomfortable. It's like, they look like they should be comfortable because they're padded seats, but there's just something about them that's just uncomfortable. And yes, I realize it's probably energy from the people that were sitting in them before, but, like, they're physically uncomfortable too. And I'd be sitting there and I just, like, I didn't want to be sitting on them. But standing, you know, not good either. I'm not sitting there in the yard because it was so busy Monday night for hours, just sitting there, and it was just awful. Okay, Ange and Bossy. Let's see. I'll do a Bosties, since it's just one. And then I'll do yours, Ange. So hit me with the question while I'm pulling hers. Yeah, I try to stretch my legs out when I'm out here. I sit a lot at my full-time job. Like, I literally work harder at Lowe's than I do there, which is so backwards. But I earned the right to make good money, not busting my ass, because I'm more than busting my ass at the other place. Okay. You've got 31. The Capricorn card. It's a funny looking goat in the background there. 10th priest of the temple. I praise is the quote. Praiseworthiness, really. Compliments, congratulations, and flattery. You deserve these things, Basti. Yes. Confidence. It's reminding you to be confident about yourself. I like it. Okay, Ange. I tell you what else bugs me when I'm, like, running around like a crazy person in Lowe's. I get, like, heat rash in my thighs. Because I don't have a thigh gap, thank you. Okay? I don't even care about that. It's just, I get so annoyed because I get this weird heat rash on my thighs and it gets itchy. Oh, I hate that. I mean, it's not bad, but it's just enough to annoy me. I've got that Gold Bond powder. I should just stick that on, but it's got this weird menthol stuff going on. I discovered that when I first used it. It's like, ooh, it's all tingly. So I don't know if that would distract me more. I'd be walking around being like, my thighs are tingly, yeah. Oh, alright, Ange. Let's see. How's he feeling about you right now? Yes? Yes? Okay. Totally different sense to this than with the last reading. Number 7. He sees you as someone that's trying to strike a balance in life, which is a good thing. It's kind of like admiring you for it. Oh my god. Pet the kitty. Take that as you wish. I always pet your kitty. Ah! These things are so freaking slippery. Okay, we got 21 and 20. Came out together. Husbandman. Husbandman. Obviously, animal husbandry. But he's all like hugging on that cow and like, where is it, a steer? I don't know, can't tell. He's standing in the significant area. But yeah, he's giving it a hug, so it's kind of like bestiality shit going on here. No. Matters relating to the land, real estate, farming, down to earth, harvest of good or evil, depending on the adjacent cards. So yeah, it's good stuff. It was who did the plowing. That kind of sounds sexual in a very awkward way. Then we have Keeper of the Idols. Reasonably enough, the implication is false worship, misconception, illusion, delusion, bad guidance, useless endeavor, falsehood, error, bad guess, adherence to a false principle, lack of personal integrity, mistaken philosophical espousements, and religion. Lord, like, maybe he is elevating you on a pedestal a little bit too much, and it makes you uncomfortable. There's definitely a sense of a little bit too much attraction. Okay, dude looks like Michael Jackson. I swear to God, look at that face. I don't know, something up with that nose. So, 40. Okay, yeah, could always be vice versa. I don't put anybody up on a pedestal. It's not healthy. Either, you're going to be disappointed or they're going to feel a lot of pressure to, fulfill stuff. So, we got the messenger. Communication. Here I am when call ye. So Yoda-like. So, like, being at someone's beck and call. Not just, normal, healthy communication, but the second they ask for something, jumping at that. Wow, Basti. So I don't know if this is you, Ange, or if it's him, but one of you drops everything to answer to the other one. Which, it's okay occasionally, but making a habit of it's not healthy. It's not a balanced relationship if you're doing that. And you definitely need to balance things out. Whoa, okay. Whew. We've got Lady in Red. Number 51. It's like, look at my triangle with things in it. I guess this is fire. The South, influential lady in home life, a wife. I knew somebody would start singing. Yeah, right on top of the animal husbandry thing. So, there's that seriousness, but also being a bit unbalanced. And we've got 50 again. Woman in purple, nurse, healing powers. So, there's a possibility of healing the imbalances here. And there usually is. '26th. Little fishies. Pisces. Yeah, they're very, kind of out there. Like, they have one minor arcana kind of set going on with the temples, priests, and stuff. So, 26. I believe. Detachment from the material world. The renunciation of delusion. There you go. Yeah, you need to let go of the artificial elevation of the other person. Realization of the indestructibility of spirit. Suspension between concepts. So, also, a period of, hanged man or hermit to reset the balance between y'all. Okay. $39 and $11. The wrestlers. Pro and con. Uncertain outcome. Give and take. Debate. Argument. Impasse. Inner discord and gamble. So, it could go either way, depending on how you handle the situation. If you allow the imbalance to continue, that's just going to lead to more problems. If, however, you focus on healing the things and talking these things out, you get a better outcome. 11. The Magician. And this is the one that corresponds to tarot. This card implies an unexpected occurrence. Oh, kind of like Tower card. Something happening as if by magic, which, Tower card's not always negative. Could be a good thing. An almost miraculous event. Surprise. Also, hard work and stuff. Like, if you invest energy into positive stuff, then you'll have positive outcome, obviously. But you have to make that energetic investment. Yeah. If there's no communication about that, and there's an uneven dynamic, yeah. Rotro. 3. It's like the Empress card. The Priestess. Or the Queen. Yeah, the Queen. Nefertiti, wife of Amenhotep IV. Represents a prominent woman's supremacy over domestic affairs. So, I'm not really getting that much of an Empress vibe, at least on the pregnancy part that's usually present in most of them. But, coming into your own power and maybe even earning that whole being elevated thing. Not that that's a healthy thing, but still rising to the occasion. Manifesting your best self. It's not necessarily a bad reading. I mean, there's some issues to work out. I wouldn't say that there's anything concerning. It's just, you go through phases where you're way too complimentary and obsessed with him. Oh, well, if you say so. I mean, I have friends that were told that too, and she has a son. Floor cards, no. I got the Hierophant. Well, yeah, obviously that's not going to happen without the physical union. Thank God for that. I am so, so glad that astral sex does not lead to pregnancy. That's all I'm going to say. Oh, why not? Might as well show you the floor cards. I don't think I'll show you those. Yeah, 1 and 33. Yep. Hierophant, High Priest. Using his own intuition there. Let's see. Okay, well that's weird. So expertly was the embalming process performed that mummies unraveled for scientific study have indicated that tissues in some cases are still capable of sustaining life in them. What the hell? That just kind of popped out because there's a huge, whole page and a half. But yeah, spirituality, which, it's a good thing. If he's listening to his own intuition, then that means, things will be healthy. The oil bearer. The sweetness of the oil has been associated with the human spirit since time immemorial. Smoothing over problems caused by discord or rivalry, spiritual healing, kiss and makeup. You good? You good. So, things are resolving. It's all good. I like seeing that. You're welcome, hon. Kind of chilly. Yes, you are. Don't you forget it. I think my little buddy might be out front. I think I hear stuff. I'm gonna go take a little bathroom break and see what she wanted, so she doesn't flip out. I do have to hit Walmart at some point, but I'll be right back. Sorry about that, guys. What's up, Gallo? Oh my god, it's getting cold out here. Yeah, it happens. She couldn't remember what she was doing before she sat down on her chair. She's like, what was I gonna do? I don't know, you didn't tell me. Like, she normally sleeps in her chair in the living room anyway, so I don't know. It's like, you want me to try to figure out what you were going to do before you fell asleep. No. I'm trying to be nice to her, you know. Even though she drives me nuts, it's just, yeah. Seriously, waiting on her hand and foot, it's getting old. I mean, I realize she's not feeling good, but neither am I. I'm pretty sure if she was that adamant about doing whatever the hell she forgot she was doing, you know, she would remember by now. That's fine. Yeah, I don't get her sometimes. It's just like, figure out what I was thinking. Yeah, I don't really, you know. Although half the time she's telling me every thought that goes through her head. You know, sometimes no. Because when I came out here, she was asleep. So when I went back in, she had turned on the light and her walker was moved and she couldn't remember what the hell she was doing before she fell back asleep. And I'm just like, apparently it's not that important. Oh, she's like OCD and stuff. Oh, she's a narcissist, so it makes it extra fun. Like the other night, last week, she was freaking out, thinking that the smoke alarm was going off. I'm like, well, then get out of the house and call 911. You know, turns out it was just the battery thing on the carbon monoxide detector, which, you know, she thought it, and once she figured out it wasn't the alarm for the smoke detector, she's like, well, I can't reach that. Can you come home and change the battery so it doesn't annoy me? Sure, legend. So she was like, you know, come change battery because the beeping is annoying. And I was just like, really? Really? You want me to drive half an hour from work, lose at least an hour at work to change batteries. And you could just flip the cover open with like a yardstick or something if it really was that. And then she realized it was the other thing, and I was just like, Gal, I can't leave work. It's not something urgent. And, the other night when she went to go to the ER, I could have just called 911 from work, gave them the address, and all that stuff. Yeah, okay, she didn't want the door busted down, and she didn't want them to see her without underwear. Like, holy shit, priorities. So, yeah. I ended up losing most of my night at work. But I had picked up a shift at Lowe's for my coworker, so I wasn't losing all that much money by going home from that one. So, I really couldn't bitch that much about it. It was just, are you kidding me? And the thing is, I asked her before I left for Lowe's that day, are you sure you don't need to go back to the hospital? And then I asked her while I was getting ready for my second job, like, are you sure? Are you absolutely sure? I'm like, I can, have someone fill in for me. No, I'll be fine. So, yeah. It's not like I went to work despite her being in pain. I did ask. I mean, they're rescuing her. The fuck's it matter? You're gonna have to take your underwear off anyways to get, well, not necessarily, but gonna have to get at least partially undressed to get, the x-rays and shit. And they don't necessarily have to bust down the door. Like, they usually call the police and, like, they have, like, a master key. But me accompanying her to the ER did nothing. Like, she didn't want my input while I was sitting there. Until the very end, and I'm like, if the stuff that they gave you before is not working, you need to stay here and see what the problem really is so they can fix it. Sitting at home in pain is not going to help. So, yeah. I knew at some point she would be like, oh, come home and take me to the ER. I was trying to bypass that and encourage her to go before, because I could have had someone come in for me and all that a lot easier than just me up and leaving in the middle of my shift. Like, not even middle. But it's whatever. My boss has seen her flip out at, about certain things with me. Like, she saw the ugly side of her, so she understands how crazy she can get when she doesn't get her way. At least, now with the stronger painkillers, she's mostly passed out. Yeah, I'm trying. I am so trying to be decent to her despite her, sabotaging me, whether it's conscious or subconscious, I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'm just like, I'm trying to be a decent person, even though she's a fucking narcissist. I know all the good I do will come back to me. Yeah, well, I have to take care of myself, There comes a time when I have to focus on myself. That's just, I can't keep sacrificing my needs for somebody else. It's not healthy. And the whole idea of me moving in with her was to get me back on my feet. And she's just taking advantage of me. Like, she acts like I have added to the bills. No, I turn lights off when she would, like, leave them all blazing in the house. Like, I don't have a bunch of stuff on other than my phone's always plugged in. We don't pay for water here, so me taking the bath is not adding to the bills. You know, and I've been paying for most of the food in the house. Which, how the hell did she feed herself before I got here? So, you know, she's taking advantage of me. Now, granted, unless I can do something about my credit or get on Section 8, it's going to be really hard to find a place of my own. Like, I can rent a room, you know, find roommates or something. But my own place is a little difficult right now. At least if I have my own car, if she gets all toxic and nasty, I can just get in the car and go, and she can't pull any slick shit. Like, she's threatened to say the car is stolen when I'm trying to escape her wrath when she's in one of her moods. And I just want some peace and quiet, you know? But I am just glad that the stronger painkillers are mostly keeping her just sitting there dozing off. So much better than her constantly either babbling or gossiping about people that I don't really care to hear about. Like, so low vibe gossiping about people. And or this negativity is like, oh, this is going to be ruined. This is awful. This is just terrible. Things are going to be awful. And like, every tiny little thing, she acts like it's a fucking crisis. And I'm like, you are inviting negative energy by doing this. Do you not get it yet? Yeah, I know you understand. That's awful. It's just awful. Like, I know it's a temporary thing, but I've been said that, like, if I don't do something about changing the situation, then it's going to be a more painful transition when something happens to set things in motion. And I was just like, so be it. Let me just focus on the stability I have now, because I'm not all about trying to find other shit. Like, I need to have my stability. I need to have at least a car of my own before I can take the leap and move out. Like, I'll live in a car. I've done it before. If I have to, you know? But at least I would be able to get to a job. At least one of them. Get to school. And stay on my life path of what I need to be doing. It's just a matter of time, but, you know, readings have been pushing me to do something about it. And it keeps coming up, and it's like, well, what? I could move into a shelter, but I don't have a car, so I'd have to rely on them to get me to work and school. The distance between where it is, the general area that I know, and my job and school is a bit far. And it's not like something I can get, like, the bus to. Like, even from here, if I didn't have a car, I could use the bus to get to school, at least. And I could walk to at least one of my jobs, but it's just like, just one thing needs to fall into place so everything else can. So I'm hoping Jupiter going direct brings me the kind of luck that I can just, use my intuition, throw a few bucks on lottery, and boom. No, there's no Uber here. It's a small enough town that, like, when I moved back and I needed a ride home from my job a couple years ago when I first moved back, they're like, yeah, you had to make a reservation earlier in the day because we have to come from Cranberry. I'm like, what? And it was that was a taxi. Like, I think they're trying to do Uber, but like, it's so limited that, yeah, it's a toss-up. Yeah, I mean, I've used Uber before when I had a car that was sabotaged and I couldn't use it, but I ran up such a bill on the credit card that I was using. Haven't paid it down, so. But I had to get to my jobs, because I was working 2 jobs then, too, just to be able to rent a room in a hotel, like, crappy hotel. Anyways. Things need to, shift soon. And I have joked about, if I saved his life, he should come and save mine. But, no, I don't want any codependency with us. I don't want to feel like, that's just... I mean, yeah, I do deserve to have someone support me and help me, but I don't want someone to feel obligated to do that, and I don't want them to think that every time one of us does a favor for the other, that it has to be, like, equalized or, feel guilty. No, I don't want that. But hell yeah. I mean, if he took it upon himself to be like, alright, I'm just gonna take you out of here, but... Yeah, he's waiting on his settlement from suing his parents, so... And he has to set up a household, to get custody of those kids and all that shit. Okay, legend. Thank you for being patient while I vented. Dudes all having fun and partying and shit. I think that's Pygmy? That's the first time I pulled that. Yeah, Pygmy. Diminishing quality. Nearest duo. Okay, there's nothing there. It minimizes. Okay. Land of the Spirits. Bring back a door for a Pygmy. Okay. So let's see what else comes up. Oh. That false idol worship thing. Yeah, the little pygmy dude looks like he's all dancing and shit. But, yeah. A lessening of false idol worship. Okay, I can see that. Like, something that seems like an issue really isn't. It's not that big of a deal. It's so weird, these are like matte finish and yet they shuffle so easily. I was afraid I'd have to get them laminated or something, but they shuffle nice. They're pretty big too. Like, not as big as the Dragon's Fate Oracle, but they're a good size. Huh. 24 naked tiny people. I know you have mini-me's. I don't know if they have gone through the phase of stripping their clothes off and running around the house. I had a very awkward appointment with a customer once when I was selling things as my job. And they're just like, don't mind, their kid's name. He like stripping his clothes off and running around naked before bath time, and it's just a ritual we do, and we can't tell him not to. Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's kind of like the image I got, like a little kid running around naked. I don't know if that's even relevant. It's just an interesting image. So, I am balanced. Equalizing of turbulent affairs. There's some sort of drama going on that needs balanced out. Said Judge again. So whatever little drama is going on needs, resolved. And it's not as big of a problem as it seems. So that's good. So maybe it's about your son running around naked. I don't know. Oh. Well, I'm still getting, like, the whole, woo, let's just get naked kind of thing. Like, yeah. I don't. Sorry. I do have some cards that have Spanish on them, but my Spanish is pretty rusty. I only took a year of it in high school, and I'm pretty old. I'm 40. Ah! Okay, now we got something else. Uh-oh. 45. The Maid with a Mirror. Reflection, vanity, self-analysis. Thinking things through before taking action. Vain, individual narcissism. I don't want to know why. But you do you if it makes you happy. So somebody is a narcissist, but like goes back to the pygmy and the false idol worship. The narcissism isn't actually narcissism. Like, it's more of a balancing out of lack of self-confidence, like overcompensating for it, but not in extreme measures. Just, recalibrating self-confidence a little bit. So, I guess this is about your son. Like, if you're worried he's, like, turning into a douche, he's not. Like, don't worry about it. Here comes this card again. And yeah, I'm still getting the obsession with the phallus thing off of it. Like, it's pretty normal if he's preteen or going through adolescence. It's totally okay to be obsessed with your own dick. As long as you aren't a dick. You know? As long as, he understands the concept of asking for consent. And he's practicing safe sex. Don't be paranoid about shit. It's not as serious as it seems. Okay. 52, 13, and 5. The Involvers. Death. Termination. End of situation. So, cycles ending. Kind of a rebirth, which is good. This is, the metamorphosis of adolescence is... It's rough, but everyone has to go through it. Yeah, so, don't worry, because you worrying about him and being all, up his ass, it's going to annoy him, and then it's probably going to make him be a little more careless, maybe, just to get on your nerves or, assert his individuality. So, 13 is the musicians. Harmony, music, and resolution of discord and animosity. I speak to you, O men all, and give you to know the favors which have come to me. What? Okay. So yeah, he's finding ways of, finding his inner self, and he might be turned to music. It might be a very literal music thing. Naval commander. Hey, if he wants to join the Navy. And not necessarily a literal naval commander, but learning to control his own emotions. No, I don't know, man. My adopted father was in the Navy, and he had some interesting things he didn't tell my adopted mother about that came through when my spiritual mentor connected with him and was asking him questions about certain things, because my partner was like, ask your dad about this phrase. And, even though he's in the spirit world, he flipped out. I don't want to bring that up. It's what can they do to you talking about it now? You're already dead. But yeah, it was some top secret shit. It's why do you know this about him? It's just looking up information on my whole family. Doing some serious research, when we first got together. And he had high clearance, so, yeah. But yeah, Navy shit, there's some weird shit that went down. So, when I'm working at Lowe's and being a cashier and someone is in the service, I always ask what branch. And I've had a few of them say stuff about being in the Navy or Air Force. Even though most of them Army, it seems like I'm getting more implied I had a weird experience answers from Navy or Air Force. The architect. He's a good kid. He's got his shit straight. Yep. 34. Why are you so worried about him then? The 11th priest of the High Templar. Yeah. He's got his shit straight. Don't worry about him. Any little problems is just, you're blowing them out of proportion. Which is probably something about you, not him. If you're being paranoid about him not being careful or having a little too much fun, you might be projecting. So yeah, like, quit worrying about your son. And if he reminds you of you, then, you know, deal with your own shit, because he's fine. It's kind of funny. They're just like... No, he totally takes after you. But yeah, if there's some crazy shit you did when you were younger... Oh god, yeah. At least he does his own laundry, right? Yeah. After a certain age, they should be able to do it. I mean, washers are not that hard. Although, there is a high-tech washer where I'm working now. Damn things like touchscreen kind of level shit. And I'm just like, what? Can we not just have a knob and an on button? No. A million settings, and it makes beeping noises, and you have to hold your finger on the start button for a certain amount of time, or it won't start. I discovered that one night when I thought I had started it, but apparently I didn't keep my finger on there long enough. It's kind of nice. The other part of this place does the laundry for the one floor. Although I get so bored sometimes. I just don't see, why it's necessary to make everything so damn high-tech these days. It's like, Alexa, start my washer. We're getting to the point where we have those smart homes. I forget what story it was. I'm trying to remember what the hell story that was, but like, there was the apocalypse, and at the end, the smart house was still like, I don't know, it was saying something like, I don't know if it was like an alarm or a reminder. And, oh God, it's gonna kill me that I can't remember. I think it was a short story. I don't think it was a long one. But, like, the apocalypse happened, and the smart house was still living, I guess you would say. Like, it was that smart that it was almost its own being, even though the human had perished in the, the destruction. The house was still functional, despite being blown to smithereens. And it's just so creepy, like, we have created such smart technology that in some cases it outsmarts us. I mean, there's quite a few people that I know that are dumber than that washer. Not even kidding. But it's like, we do too much with technology. I mean, it's nice to save time and I don't know, it's just, it bothers me that we rely so much on intelligent technology to think for us. It's not even about simplifying things. It's totally, going overboard. It's like, Alexa, wipe my ass. Seriously? Oh, she like kind of creeps me out. Jeez, Ange, that's weird. Yeah, I'm sorry to go off on a rant about technology, but shit's gonna outsmart us, and we're getting dumber because we're relying on it to do our thinking for us. I was really hoping my little buddy Maple would show up. But I checked to see if he ate his donut that I set out. I gave him a jelly donut because I didn't have any more maple ones. He was not as thrilled with the jelly donut because he only ate half of it. Yeah. So yeah, Maple doesn't care for jelly donuts, so when I go to Walmart, I'm gonna have to try to get a box of donuts that has maple in them. He totally loves the maple because he ate an entire one the one night, and then he licked the icing off of the other one. Like, it was so licked clean, it looked like a plain old donut. But he was like, yeah, I don't need all these carbs, I just want the sugar. He loves that maple shit. Like, he literally came in the garage because he smelled them, so I thought maybe it was just donuts in general, but apparently he really likes the maple and doesn't care for jelly. Who knew? And people make fun of raccoons like being trash pandas and shit, but some of them are picky. Like, my one coworker where I used to work had one, and she would only eat a certain brand of dog food and salt and vinegar potato chips. Like, literally those two things, and that's all she would eat. Nothing else was good enough. But yeah, she would steal the chips right out of her mouth. So, but she did raise her from a baby. This one was just the baby last year that came up to me just randomly. Like, his mom brought him and his sibling down to eat, and he just ran up to me one night and sat at my feet like, hi. And I'm just like, that's just weird. Mom didn't bat an eye. She just kept raiding the bird feeder, And he was just check out the porch and, all that stuff after he realized, like, it might be odd to be sitting at the feet of a human. But it was like you little puppy dog. It's so cute. So yeah, like he came in the garage and I'm just like, what are you doing, dude? Like I intended to put the donuts out earlier and I was just like, oh, I'll just wait until I go to bed. He was already tooling around looking for stuff because he knew it was garbage night. And he must have known that those were for him. Like, he just knew. And I was just like, hang on, buddy, I'll put them out. But he kept coming back in the garage, and I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, don't mind me, human. I'm just looking for other food. But yeah, every time he snuck in the garage, I was like, excuse me, sir. Please go back outside. Well, I'm surprised, all the critters that feed off of our garbage aren't like super unhealthy like we are. I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter. They probably get more exercise than we do, anyways. But I had a skunk that really, really, really liked a lemon pound cake. She ate the shit out of that. Like, you could tell it was her favorite thing in her life when she discovered how delicious it was. And she just devoured that slice like it was nothing. It's kind of surprising how chill these wild animals are around me. Like, they're just, hey, human, you're pretty awesome. I trust you. Because you give me good food. I've tried all kinds of stuff for them. Like, they like the peanuts when I set them out. But I don't get those anymore. I tried marshmallows because I've seen some people say, hey, they like marshmallows. Nope, didn't care for them. Took one bite, spit it out. So apparently he also likes Italian food. Him and his mom, because mom really liked garlic breadsticks. It's so funny. I wish I had been able to set up a camera for the feeder outside. Yeah, I want to go get something to eat too. But yeah, when I pick stuff up, I'll be like, alright, what's Maple want to eat? Or other critters. I mean, we had, I think, a total of 5 raccoons I've seen altogether. Like one big male, mom and babies, and then some younger ones. And then 5 or 6 different skunks, and you can tell because the pattern's different. And they were pretty chill. But like everything kind of got along except for the night critters would be kind of like, what do you do in this backyard? So there's possums. I think we had 3 or 4 of those. But yeah, my mother was like paranoid about all of them. I'm just like, possums actually don't carry rabies for the most part. They eat ticks, so this is good. But this possum that kept coming, like, he was so not subtle about coming in. Instead of coming down the hill in the grass, he would go through this weird landscaping stuff. It's like ground cover, kind of like ivy, but not ivy. And he would cut through that instead. And it was like out of his way to come through that. Like he just wanted to announce his presence or something. I don't know. Now I'm just sitting out front and watching those critters. Should have gotten a camera and petitioned to have the housing authority here approve that stuff, just so I could have something like that up. Maybe I'll still do that. One of these days, might just pop up a camera. I tell you what, I'll miss those little critters when I move, though. Yeah, I do the cereal before going to sleep thing because I work third shift. It's like, everybody else is getting up for the day while I still do the whole, let me eat some breakfast food and then be like, yeah, I'm laying down. Thanks, Legend. You take care of yourself. Thank you for joining me. I think I'm gonna need to go take care of the Walmart thing and then get a few hours of sleep because I need to do a couple errands in the morning. And then we'll see. Might stay up and do another live session. It's just I have to be careful not to burn myself out time-wise. The tree frogs went silent. He's too quiet. Yeah, I think I'm gonna head to Walmart and get that stuff done while it's quiet. But thank you everybody for stopping in. I think I will do a little bit of readings tomorrow at some point. I might try to combine the tarot and these cards together. They're kind of like an oracle deck. So I'll use them as like clarifiers or something. We'll see. Just getting used to them at first, I'd be completely lost without the guidebook, though, because they're so non-traditional. Okay, you too. Thank you for joining me.